So hopefully now we know how to calculate molar mass from yesterday. And like I said, I'll give you those answers in a little bit here. Now what we need to do is convert between mass and moles. Okay. It's often useful for chemists to convert between the amount of a sample. Remember, amount means moles, and the mass in grams. Okay. In order to do this, we can use a formula. All right. And that formula basically looks a little something like this here. Okay. N equals mass over molar mass. Okay. So make sure you write this down somewhere. Also on that sheet there, it'll tell you right now that you can fill a few things in here, right? Where N is the number of moles, M is the mass in grams, and molar mass, big M is molar mass measured in grams per mole. So the units that go with this are grams. Oh, sorry, let me write this up first here. That is mass, and that is measured in grams. This is molar mass, and that's measured in grams per mole. Okay, grams per mole. And N here refers to amount. Okay, and that's measured in moles. Yes? Okay, so it's measured in moles. Okay, so little m is the mass in grams. Big M is the molar mass. Usually we find that on the periodic table. We could be asked to solve for it, but you know, most of the time when we talk about molar mass of a compound, we would look on the periodic table and calculate that. And N is the amount. Okay, don't forget the word amount in moles. All right. Good. Okay. So N is the number of moles measured in moles, of course. M is the mass, it's measured in grams. And big M is molar mass, and it's measured in grams per mole. Okay. So quickly copy that down there if you got that. Okay. M is the mass in grams, and big M is the molar mass in grams per mole. Okay. I'm going to come back to that if you need that. Okay. So, how many moles of magnesium sulfate are in a 56.18 gram sample? All right, so here's our first example. So follow with me, guys. How many moles? If you look at this question, you should notice a few things right away. Moles, that is N, yes? Okay. And in fact, I encourage you, circle the stuff that's in the question, put some variables there so you know what letter that is. Magnesium sulfate, okay, we'll come back to that in a second, are in a 56.1 gram sample. What's 56.1 grams? What letter is that? Little m, yes? So that's your mass, yes? Measured in grams, okay? So it says how many moles. The formula is N equals little m over big M. Did you guys do this last year in Science 9? Good. Yes or no? Okay. All right. We need to be able to solve for variables. All right. Have you ever heard of the something called the triangle? Huh? The Bermuda Triangle. No. Yes, but no. Have you ever heard of a triangle? To solve this, forget the triangle. We don't use the triangle. Okay? Don't use a triangle. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, good for you. We shouldn't know what a triangle is. Okay? So listen, we need to be able to isolate variables. And if you need practice with this, I can help you. I literally know 26 letters, and I will make up some formulas for you and get you to isolate them. It's not hard. I actually know 52 because I know 26 Ukrainian ones too if you really want. Or maybe they're the same. No, they're different. Okay. I know 52 letters. I'll make some up. You can solve them. Okay. Not a worry. There's lots. So we need to be able to solve for variables. Okay. If you want to do Chem 20, Bio 20, Physics, whatever, you need to be able to solve for variables. Okay. Without a triangle or a pentagram or a square or whatever. Okay. All right. So here we go. Where do I put 56.18 then? Where's that going to go? Already kind of told you, but, huh? Yeah, so 56.18 grams will go here, yes? Okay. Remember, I am looking for N, correct? How many moles, yes? So what am I missing? Obviously, I'm missing something then, because I got, what? 56.18 is the only number I know so far. What else am I missing? Grams per mole, yes? Okay, which is the molar mass. Where do I find the molar mass in this question? Yeah. Yeah, right there. Isn't that big M, right? Magnesium sulfate, okay? So, I need to know what magnesium sulfate looks like. Magnesium sulfate, magnesium is a 2+, sulfate is a 2-. 2+, 2-, swap, drop, and reduce, okay? Do you see the issue if you don't know what magnesium sulfate looks like? These questions are going to be pretty tough to get correct, yes? Okay? So, let's do this quickly. What is the molar mass of magnesium sulfate? Go ahead and do this quickly with me. You calculate it, I'll calculate it, we'll see if we get the right answer. Get your periodic tables out, let's go. Hurry up. If you don't have one, go grab one. How much is it? Quickly. Calculate the molar mass. You'll know pretty quickly if you're doing molar mass questions right or not. Okay, we'll wait for everybody here. Okay, so once again, 4 from the question, 56.18. There's 4 significant digits, so we want to have 4 in our answer. Okay, and once again, the 0 in the front doesn't count. The 4 here do. And since this is 8 or more, I'm going to round it up by 1. Okay, and we'll do some more practice with that as well. All right. Okay, questions? Is everyone able to get that answer now? Yes? Okay, let's look at the next one here. Okay. How many moles of nitrogen gas are in 34-gram sample? So, once again, let's take a look at the question. Start by maybe putting down some variables. What's moles? What letter does moles? Huh? N. Okay. 34.0 grams, what letter is that? Huh? Little m. Okay. And we have nitrogen gas. So we need to remember the nitrogen gas looks like this, right? N2. Okay. And from that, can we not figure out big M? Yes? So this actually tells me big M here, doesn't it? Big M. Okay, we look it up on the periodic table, 2 N's. So if I want to find out how many moles, I'd say, okay, we'll use this formula. Okay, I'll give you this formula. But we need to know what letters represent what numbers, basically, yes? So where does 34 go? 34 grams goes here, little m, yes? The molar mass, I do not have a number for that, but I do have a formula, and of course I can look that up on the periodic table. Each nitrogen is 14.01, so 2 of them are 28.02 grams per mole. So that's going to go here, 28.02 grams per mole. Okay? And I'm going to divide those two numbers, of course, 34 divided by 28.02. and I will get this number here, 1.2134189, and so on and so on and so on. Okay. So that's the number I get for that part there. Okay. Now, if we go back to the question, okay, go back to the question here. Just give me a second here. How many significant digits do I have in my question? Significant digits. How many significant digits are in the question? Zeros in the front don't count. Zeros at the end do. And any number that's not a zero counts as well. So we have how many here? Zeros at the end count. Zeros in the front don't count. And anything that's not zero counts. How many? No. 34.0. How many significant digits are there? Huh? 3. Okay. Zeros at the end count, guys. So there's 1, 2, 3 significant digits. Yes? Okay. Just like in the last one, there was 4. Yes? 58.12, 4. This one's 34.03. So I should probably have 3 in my answer here. 1.21. There's 3 numbers. Yes? 3 significant digits. That's probably the best final answer. Okay? Was everyone able to get 1.21 there? Yes? Okay, this one you're going to do on your own here. All right. Aluminum nitrate. How many moles of aluminum nitrate are in 25-gram sample? Okay. Once again, okay, let's start this question with our formula. Sure, that's probably a great place to start. Might as well write it down because we're probably using it. And I want to see the formula written down, guys. I want to know what formula you're using. Okay? Always, always, always. If you want, at this current time, you can throw a number in there if you want, or, depends on what you want to do. We do have one number. It's 25-gram sample. 25-gram sample. And the rest, I'm going to wait for you. Right? Start with, and this is important, if we can't get this formula, guys, we're going to be in trouble, right? So if you're not sure about this stuff, you probably should come and see me, okay, because we need more practice. So listen, aluminum, you look on the periodic table, it comes as a 3+, yes? Okay? NO3, you're going to look, find nitrate. Nitrate is a 1-, yes? Okay? Now this is where you need to swap and drop. So, watch. I'm just going to rewrite this for a second here. Okay, watch. 3 will come over and down, yes? So brackets 3. Okay? The 1 comes over and down. And I put a 1 there, but I don't need to because we don't write 1s, obviously, yes? Okay? Now, you need to go and figure out the molar mass. And of course, we talk about 1 aluminum, so 1 times 26.98, and 3 nitrogens, yes? 3 goes to everything inside of here, guys. 3 nitrogens, so that's 3 times 14.01, and 9 times oxygen. So 9 times 16.00. And you should get 213.01 grams per mole. Okay? All right? Then we're going to divide those out. So 25 divided by the 213.01, and you are going to get 0.11736 moles. Okay? From there, once again, okay, and this isn't the end of the world. However, we do have to at some point understand we have something called significant figures. Okay? So if we get that far, we're good. Okay? But if you really want to be pro here, we got to be 3 significant digits, yes. Zeros at the end count. Zeros in the front don't. So that's 3. So I should only have 3, and there's 3 numbers there. Okay? So that would be your best answer. If you put a 0 here, that's fine, because the zeros in the front don't count. Okay? And that would be my final answer there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay? Good? Yes? Now, let's flip it around here. Okay? So, we are going to find the mass when you're given the moles. Okay? What's the first thing you should write down with these questions? Yep. Formula is the correct answer. Now, listen. Before we even get into the question here, and all the numbers and everything else, what is the mass? What letter do I want to get by itself? What is the mass? What letter do I need to get by itself? In other words, letter equals formula, basically, kind of thing. Like this one's already solved for amount, yes? Right? This one is the amount formula, right? What if I wanted to figure out what is the mass? That's what letter? Small m. So that's right here, yes? Okay? Now, this is something you need to be able to do. I'm telling you right now, if you want to be successful later down the road here, we need to get m solved. We need to solve for m. And there's no numbers yet. Okay, we don't need to worry about numbers. How do I get m by itself? By itself, basically. How do I isolate the variable? Okay? And the answer is, well, there's a couple options. Okay? One, I don't know, honestly, you guys have done this before in your life, I imagine, in math or something, yes? In some way, shape, or form. Maybe I don't do it the way you do it, I don't know. But there's really only kind of 2 ways to do this. How do I get rid of the bottom part? How do I get rid of big M over there? In other words, how do I get rid of that kind of from that side? I could do what? No, it's already on the bottom, so it's already divided by, Darby? Multiplied by big M. Okay? Because when I multiply that by big M, am I not canceling these 2 out? Whatever M is there, that's M there. Yes, correct? But remember, the rule of math is, if I'm going to do it to that side, I got to do it to that side, right? So I'm going to put big M here as well, yes? Okay? So I multiply both sides by big M in this case. All right? Now look what happens. Is this by itself on one side, and is it on the top part? Yeah, right? Look, this is canceled with that. I'm left with M. I'm just going to rewrite this backwards, guys, so I'm just going to flip this around. M equals N times big M. Yes? And that's it. You're done now, right? You've solved for little m. Okay? Little m is by itself. And if you want practice with that, like I said, I can make up stuff and I'll give you some options. Okay? What I do, in case you're wondering, I mean, it's the same thing. Honestly, it's exactly the same. But if you want another version of that, it is really the same thing here. What I do is this. I pretend that, look, n is here, but if I really wanted to, could I do this? Is n over 1 the same thing as n? Yeah? N over 1 the same thing as n? So you could do this. If you're happy with that, that's fine. Don't have to pay attention. Tune out. And then I just cross multiply, which I know you can do because we've done that for the last 3 days, yeah? M times 1 is m, right? 1 times m is m. N times m, right? Same thing. Because ultimately, that's what you're doing. You're doing the same thing, okay? So you could cross multiply as well, I guess, okay? Regardless, okay, here we go. What is the mass of 2.50 moles, yes, okay, That is N, moles is N, of calcium carbonate. So this would be calcium carbonate like so. Find the molar mass. Calcium is what? 40.08. We got a carbon. We got 3 oxygens for a total of 100.09. Okay? And we can just simply multiply those two numbers together, of course. We're multiplying these two now. So I take that times 2.50, and I get 250.225 grams. Okay? All right? And in fact, I know it's grams because, look, I got grams over moles. So look, grams over moles times moles. The moles cancel, yes? Moles and moles, and I'm left with grams. Mass is measured in grams. So I know it's got to be grams, okay? By the way, in case you want to do significant digits, how many significant digits are up there? It's not a trick question. 2.50 is how many? 3, yes? 3? So we should probably have 3 in my answer. So 250 grams. Zeros at the end count. Zeros at the front don't. Okay? So 250 would probably be the best answer in this case. Good? Okay, let's look at another one. Here we go. Silver precipitate was collected. What's the mass of the precipitate? Silver. Okay. Kai says we always start with the formula. Okay. Then, it says, what is the mass of the precipitate? So what is the mass? That means I need to solve for little m, mass. Once again, we just finished that example there, right? Let's take, how do I get little m by itself? Times big M. That'll get rid of that. And times big M, yes? To get rid of that, basically. What I do to one side, I got to do to the other side. Okay? And the mass, therefore, works out to be N times big M. Mass equals N times big M. And the moles, of course, are 5 times 10 to the negative 3. They talk about a silver precipitate. So basically silver, okay? Silver precipitate. So basically just silver, Ag, okay? And help me out here. I think it's what, 107.87, is that right? Okay, haven't done silver for a while there, so 107.87. Okay. And we need to multiply that. Once again, you can just simply, we've done exponents before in the calculator, guys, you know, with the 6.02 times 10 to the 23 thing there. So let's take a look here. We got 5 times 10 to the negative 3, and we're going to times that by 107.87. And I get, help me out if I'm wrong here, 53935 decimal, yes? Is that right? Okay. And once again, as far as significant digits go, okay, if we want to talk about that, significant digits, okay, how many significant digits do I have? I'm going to rewrite this here, 5.0 times 10 to the negative 3. How many significant digits are in that number? How many significant digits are in that number? Do you know? Same rules apply. Zeros at the end count. The zeros in the front don't. And anything that's not a zero counts. Okay? So in this case here, it's whatever's in front of the time sign. So in scientific notation, it's whatever's in front there. So we have 2 numbers there, 2 significant digits. We'd have 2 in our answer. So look, 0.54 grams should be my final answer, yes? 2 0 in the front doesn't count. And then, of course, 539, we'll round that up to 54. Okay? Good? I think we have one more example, don't we? Okay. 3. Okay. Once again, little molecular compound this time, so that's good practice. Let's write this one out. You guys can go ahead and do this. Let's start with a formula. Yes? Once again, we're looking for the mass. Okay, so I want you guys to reorganize that as we have done. Write out the compound, figure out the molar mass, etc. All right, here we go. N is what did we say here? 4.36 moles. Okay, so that's going to go there. And we need the molar mass. N2 dinitrogen. Remember, there is no swap and drop for this. This is molecular, so dinitrogen, 2 nitrogens, tetraoxide. Yes? So no swap and drop here. This is just molecular, 2 nitrogens, 4 oxygens. You do that, you should get 92.02 grams per mole. Multiplying those two numbers together, you should get 401.2072 grams. And final answer here, probably the best answer, okay, would have to go back to, okay, what do we have in the question? So I go back to my question here. How many significant digits do I have in the question? 3, 4.36, yes, 3. So I should have 3 in my answer, James. Okay, so 401. We'll just chop it off there. Okay, grams would be my best answer there for that. Okay, good. All right. So there's 6 examples, guys, basically 3 of each kind. Okay. The exact same thing we're going to have to do for our homework here. The answers are there, okay, for you today. So the answers are there in bold. I don't care about the answers. I know what the answers are. I gave them to you, yes? So I want to see some work. I want to see a formula. So I want to see, you know, at least this kind of thing. I want to see some numbers in there, and I want to see the right answer, yes? If you have to write out a formula, I want to see the formula somewhere. Okay. If you can't get the answer, obviously something ain't quite right. So is it the formula? Probably. Or, I guess, could it be a wrong manipulation? Possibly. Okay. But we've only done two of the type that we need to worry about. Yes. Okay. So there you go. There's some answers for you. Some are calculating the mass, and some are calculating the amount. Right. The moles. Amount of moles. Okay, so you guys can work on those. By the way, let me throw this out there to you. If you guys want to start, you can start. But if you guys want to take another step here, how would you solve for big M? What if I wanted to find the molar mass? Let's say I said, hey, you know, I got this compound sitting on the scale here, and it's 400 grams of this compound sitting on the scale, and I can tell you that I got like, you know, 4 moles of it or whatever. How would I solve for big? Well, I want to know the molar mass. What's the molar mass of this compound? How would you solve for the molar mass? So you guys go ahead and do that, and I'll give you the answer in a second here if you want, quickly. Okay? And if you don't want to do that, then